Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel MV's Code Guide. Today we will learn how to count number of occurrences of each and every character present in a string. So as we know, string is made up of n number of characters. So we will be counting each and every character and we will check what is the occurrence of each and every character present in a string. Let's see how we can solve this problem. So the first and foremost step that we need to take is take the input from the user at runtime and save it inside the object. So I will use a string object, that is string data, and I will use this input function. Inside input function I need to write enter a string. Okay, and whatever the input is at the runtime, it will be saved inside this object string data. Okay, so we have a specialized method in the string class to solve the purpose, that is counting the number of occurrences of each and every character. So what we will do is use count method to calculate number of occurrences of each and every character. So I will traverse each and every character of the string and then write the code inside that loop. So I'll use for chn string data so that I can traverse whole of the string for each character in the string. First of all, if I use count method as it is, let us see what is the output and then we will modify the code accordingly. If I write print and I write, suppose I will write ch comma occurred, okay, and I will write ch string data dot count of x. So this is how we use it. We need to take the string object and use this count method. Inside count method I'll be writing the character for which I need to count the number of occurrences. So I'll be passing this argument to the count method so that it can return the number of occurrences of this particular character. Then I'll be writing times, okay, so that the output comes like this particular character occurred this many times. Okay, so this is the calculation. This will be replaced by the actual number of occurrences and this is the string that will be printed as it is, and this will be replaced by the actual character in the string. Okay, if I save it and I print it as it is, see the output and then we will modify this code. Okay, let me run this code. Enter a string. I'll be writing HELLO, hello world. Okay, so this is the output where H occurred 1 times, E occurred 1 times, L occurred 3 times, L occurred 3 times, and each and every character we are getting the count of each and every character, or I can say we are getting the occurrence of each and every character. But the problem is the characters are repetitive. The result is actually repetitive. As you can see, L occurred 3 times. Then there is no need of this line. L occurred 3 times. Again here it is L occurred 3 times. I don't want that. I want if there is a character and it is occurring 3 times, it should show me only once. Okay, so how we can modify our code and get an output of our required format? I will take a empty list. Okay, I will take an empty list and how I will modify it is I will keep a check. If ch not in list number 1, then do one thing. First of all, here it is not. If the character is not already present in list, I need to do what? I need to append that character to the list. Okay, so list 1 dot append. Okay, and the other thing is I will print this. Okay, only if the character is not already present in the list, I will append that character into the list and then only this line will run, and otherwise it will not run. Okay, so I will save this and let me check if the output comes in my required format. So I will write hello world again. Okay, now see if it is working. Okay, it is working perfectly fine. L is coming only once, and each and every character is coming only once in the left side also. So we are actually removing the repetitive material from here, and only the required information is our output. Okay, so this can be a very useful code using the list. Okay, without using list also you can actually get the output, but the data will be repetitive. Okay, now let me try another way, because sometimes you can be asked that solve this problem without using count method. There can be a case that the one that is asking you to solve this problem will ask you to solve this particular problem without using count method. So for that you need to know something about dictionary data type. And to revise that concept, I need to tell you something. Okay, so dictionary data type is a particular data type where you can save the data in the key value pairs. Okay, you can take a key, suppose this is the key, and using colon you can specify the value also. Okay, so this is the key and this is the value. First one is always the key and second one is always the value, and you can save the data in the key value pair. So I'll be taking few keys and values. So if I print D, this will be in this format where A, B, C are the keys and 1, 2, 3 are the values of the respective keys. Okay. Now there is a get method that we need to know to solve our particular problem. So I'll be jumping to this concept only. If I write d dot get, okay, inside the get method we need to specify the key and we will get the value. Whatever value we want from the dictionary, we need to specify the name of the key inside the get method. If I write a inside this get method, it will return me the value of this particular key. Okay, if I write d dot get and I write b inside this get method, it will return me the value of b. Okay, and if I specify a key which is not present in this dictionary, then see what is the output. See, D is not present in this particular dictionary. If I write this, it will return me nothing. Okay, it won't give me error, it won't give me any weird output, it will just return nothing. But I want a informative message so that I can know that this particular key is not present in the dictionary. So what I can do is I can provide a default value or a default message, that is up to you. I can actually provide a default value to the keys which are actually not present in the dictionary. So I'll be using d.get, and if I specify a key which is not present in the dictionary, I can give the default value to it. So I'll be writing 0. Okay, so that if the key is present, give me the value for that key, and if that key is not present in the dictionary, give me the default value. Now if I write d.get a, and I will also specify a default value 0. Now see the output. Output is 1 because A is already present in the dictionary and the value for A is 1. So it will provide me the value 1. If A was not present in the dictionary, then by default the value would be 0. So we are going to use this get method in the program and solve the purpose, that is we will calculate the number of occurrences of each and every character by using dictionary and the get method of dictionary. So let me take an empty dictionary first of all. D is the object name and I am taking an empty dictionary by specifying these empty curly braces. Okay. Now, if I want to add any value to the dictionary, what I need to do is, the syntax is, suppose this is my dictionary D, okay, I'll print it again, this is my dictionary D, and if I want to add any value to this dictionary, what I need to do is D, I'll be using square brackets, inside the square brackets I need to specify a key, and by using the assignment operator, that is equal to operator, I can specify the value. The value can be anything. Suppose I write 5. Okay, now if I print D, the value of D as you can see is this, where E is also added. That means this key value pair is added by this syntax where D square brackets, and inside the square brackets I am specifying the key, and the value is specified here on the right side by using assignment operator. Okay. Now if you use this same syntax for a key that is already present in the dictionary, suppose I'll write D and inside the square brackets I'll write A, and A is already present in this dictionary, and if I use the same syntax like equals to, I will write suppose 11. Okay, I'll be writing 11. So what it will do is it will update the dictionary and it will update the key A with the value that is provided over here. So if I print D now, the value is updated to 11. So instead of adding another key, because this would be a duplicate thing, so duplicate keys are not allowed. If the key is already present, the value would be updated, and if the key is not present, as in this case E was not present in the dictionary, so it was added in the dictionary, but if the key is already present, the values will be updated. Okay, now I am going to use this syntax to fill the dictionary in this particular code also. So this all this I am specifying here is just to brush up your concepts of dictionary. The actual code is here, and I am actually using an empty dictionary here. Right now the dictionary is empty, and we will traverse the string again and we will fill this dictionary using that syntax of updating dictionary. Okay, so what I'll do is for ch in string data. This is how we are going to traverse each and every character in the string. Okay, now I will fill each and every character in this dictionary. So I'll be writing D and D of ch. Now this is going to be our key because we don't want a repetitive character. So that is why I am choosing character to be my key. Now I want to add a value for this particular key. How I can do that is I'll be using get method. D dot get method, and inside get method I'll be using this character and comma 0 as default value. As we know, get method is going to return me the value for a particular key. Initially there is nothing inside dictionary, so I need to specify a default value so that we get a meaningful output. Okay, and as the loop runs and as we traverse the string, we need to update the characters with the particular value. So I'll be adding 1. By adding 1, I can actually solve this purpose, because if there is a character present inside this dictionary, that will be updated, and if the character is not already present in the dictionary, there will be a default value 0 which will be updated by 1 and then stored inside this dictionary object. And now if I try to print D only, okay, suppose I print D and I save this, and if I run it, let me clear this. If I write hello world, okay, hello world, you ignore this thing because this is by using that count method. You just see this output. This is in the dictionary format. Here we are having all the characters in the key value pairs, all the items in the key value pairs, where each and every key is a character representative, and we are having the occurrences on the value side. Okay, so I am actually getting an idea that I am very much close to my output. It is just that this is not in the required format. I just need to do a little bit of formatting and then we'll be ready with our output string. So what I'll do is, suppose if I write, let me tell you the purpose of items method before I move ahead. So if I write d dot items, okay, and I will save this and I will run this program again. Hello world. Okay, just observe this. This is a dictionary. As you can see, this is a dictionary enclosed inside curly braces. When I print d dot items, what I get is list of tuples, and each tuple is containing key and value. So each and every tuple is having a key value pair, and this is a list of tuple. So I'm going to use it for formatting purpose. What I'll do is, let me traverse it like for key comma value in D. Now D dot items will return list of tuples, and that is why I'm taking here key comma value, because I'm going to traverse each and every tuple. Okay, I will print here key comma occurred comma value, and here I'll be writing times, and I'll close it and I'll save it. Now let us observe the output if it comes to be in our way. Let me clear this and then run this. Hello world. Okay. Yes. We are actually getting an output, but we have not put a line over here. That is why it is coming like this. Let me print a line over here so that we can differentiate between the two outputs. Let me run it again. Hello world. Okay, so we have come to our required output string. This is same like the above. Okay, we can also sort these keys by using sorted method over here. I'll be using sorted, and inside this sorted I'll be keeping d dot items. Okay, by this I can actually sort the keys and then get an output. Output will be like hello world. Now as we can see, we have these sorted keys. As you can see, the sorting is always based on the ASCII values. That is why you can see the sorting like this. All the uppercase characters have lower ASCII values than the lowercase characters. That is why the sorting is looking like this. Let me take another output with the same cases so that you can get a better idea. Hello world, where each and every character is of the same case. Then observe the output DEHLORW. Now the keys are absolutely sorted, and this is the first output is for the space. Space is also a character, and it is also checking the occurrence of the space. We can count the number of occurrences by using count method, and this would be the output for that. And if we don't want to use count method and we need to solve this problem without using count method, then we can use dictionary, and these particular things, that is get method and d dot items, will help us solve the purpose. Okay, so this is the end of today's video. If you're having fun learning with me, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel MV's Code Guide. Please keep learning and keep supporting. Thank you.